Good morning. We're back at the bus stop for the bus stop Constitution. I am, oh my God, where am I? I don't know. I'm somewhere de Bolivar, maybe, Pershing, Del Mar, Stinkers, not too far. I'm gonna be vague, but I'm waiting at a bus stop. Boop, big tower, boop. I don't know if you saw any of that. I can't get the camera to flip. We're still recovering from the the terrible twister 2025. Oh my God, please, let's consider using the Rams money to help people recover from this, because the money's just sitting there and it's like, personal responsibility, they should pay out insurance. A lot of people tried to get insurance and the companies told them no. So I don't really know what the expectation for them is there. That's pretty disgusting. And if you were hurt, I'd want you to have help. So let's help our other neighbors who are currently hurt to get some help. I'll leave the link in the bio, leave the link in the description, try to post it in my little comments. I tried doing verification. I can't tell if it worked or not. Pretty annoying, but thank you for listening to my minute ramble. We will now get into the guts of it, the good stuff. Our Constitution. Yesterday we were like, let's ban alcohol, and today we're gonna undo that. So Amendment XXI. X is 20, X is 20, I is 1. Amendment 21. Passed by Congress February 20th, 1933. Ratified December 5th, 1933. Oh, that was a fast one. LOL, they said we're thirsty. Give us out. Okay. Section 1. The 18th Article of Amendment to the Constitution of the United States is hereby repealed. Section 2. The transportation or importation into any state, territory, or possession of the United States for delivery or use therein of intoxicating liquors in violation of the laws thereof is hereby prohibited. Section 3. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall be ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by conventions in the several states, as provided by the Constitution within 7 years from the date of submission hereof to the states by Congress. Ah! You fell. Sorry. Sorry, crowd. Sorry, chat. Chat in the oven. Chat in the oven. Amendment XXII. That would be 22. Passed by Congress March 21, 1947. Ooh! I think this is... Is this Truman? I might be mistaken. It's the guy who got 3 rounds because we was in the middle of a war and we're like, hey, let's not change captains while this ship is sinking, which is what my apartment building did. We had a landlord, and then I shouldn't spread rumors. The landlord is suddenly gone. We just had like this big horrible tornado and the landlord is suddenly gone. Maybe he's not the landlord. Maybe he's the leasing office manager. I don't know. Things are changing. I find the whole situation a little dubious. I was hoping there'd be like a rent concession since my apartment doesn't have any glass windows right now. It's all boards. But they're like, no, full rent. And I'm like, but it's not the full apartment anymore. Whatever. Passed by Congress March 21, 1947, ratified February 21, 1951. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of the president more than once. But this article shall not apply to any persons holding the office of president when this article was proposed by the Congress. Oh my God, they can still finish. They can still finish their run. That's so funny. Shall not prevent any person who may be holding the office of president or acting as president during the term within which this article becomes operative from holding the office of president or acting as president during the remainder of such term. If you're president while this article happens, you can stay president, even if you broke the rule the article made. Cool. Glad that only happened once. Section 2. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislature of 3/4 of the several states within 7 years from the date of submission to the states by Congress. Amendment 23. Section 1. The district constituting the seat of government of the United States shall appoint in such manner as the Congress may direct a number of electors of president and vice president equal to the whole number of senators, representatives in Congress, to which the district would be entitled if it were a state, but in no event more than the least populous state. They shall be in addition to those appointed by the states, but they shall be considered for the purposes of the election of president and vice president to be electors appointed by the state, and they shall meet in the district and perform such duties as provided by the 12th article of the amendment. Section 2. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment, XXIV, so 2025. Passed in August 1962, ratified January 23rd, 1964. Geez, that took them a while, probably because the whites didn't want the blacks to vote, which is pretty deplorable. I don't like how this group will vote, so I don't think they should vote. That's dumb. That's dumb as hell. It's like a fact, right? And the facts don't care about our feelings, so why are you like, oh no? Not you specifically, our metaphorical racist. Why is our metaphorical racist? Like, oh no, black people voting, women voting, boo-hoo. Cry about it. Cry about it. Die mad, if you will. All right, the right of citizens of the United States to vote in any primary or other election for president or vice president, for electors for president or vice president, or for senator or representative in the Congress shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or state for any reason of failure to pay any poll tax or other tax. They can't take your right to vote, even if you're poor. The poor can vote. Section 2. The Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. We walked right into that one, bubs. I don't know what we expected. Amendment XXV, Amendment 25, passed July 6, 1965, ratified February 10, 1967. Ooh, this affects the 25th Amendment, which is the one... What? Note, Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution was affected by this new amendment. Oh, okay. So the thing we read many videos ago is impacted by this. In case of the removal of the president from office or of his death or resignation, the vice president shall become president. Okay, we knew that. Section 2. Whenever there is a vacancy in the office of the vice president shall nominate a vice president who shall take the office upon confirmation by a majority vote of both houses of Congress. Section 3. Whenever the president transmits to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives his written declaration that he is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, and until he transmits to them a written declaration to the contrary, such powers and duties shall be discharged by the vice president as acting president. Cool. If the president's incapacitated, he is. The president's incapacitated, they go, Vice, you take over for now. And Vice goes, okay. Section 4. Whenever the vice president and a majority of either the principal officers of the executive department or if such other bodies of Congress may by law provide, transmit to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives their written declaration that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, the vice president shall immediately assume the powers and duties of the office as acting president. Thereafter, when the president transmits to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Reps his written declaration that the inability no longer exists, he shall resume the powers and duties of his office unless the vice president and a majority of either the principal officers of the executive department or of such other bodies as Congress may by law provide, transmit within 4 days to the president pro tempore of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives their written declaration that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of office. Thereupon Congress shall decide the issue, assembling within 48 hours for that purpose, if not already in session. If the Congress within 21 days of receipt of the latter written declaration, or if Congress is not in session within 21 days after Congress is required to assemble, determined by 2/3, the SAVE Act is a poll tax. not directly, but like if they're like, you need to buy this document and this document and this document so you can vote, that's a poll tax, and that's bullshit. Oop, okay, sorry, back to where we was. Thereupon, Congress shall decide the issue, assembling within 48 hours for that purpose, if not already in session. If the Congress within 21 days after receipt of the latter declaration, or if Congress is not in session within 21 days after Congress is required to assemble, determines by 2/3 vote of the House of both houses that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of his office, the vice president shall then continue to discharge the same as acting president. Otherwise, the president will resume the powers and duties of his office. So he can take a break and then he can come back. And I think my bus is here, or will be here in like 2 seconds. So this is a good place to stop. Stay safe, know your rights, be brave.